All right, since it's yoga core, we've been doing a lot of standing and tabletop area starts. I'm going to start you on the back today, yogis. So laying on the back, just take a moment quickly. Let's do that moment of mindfulness and presence. I like to bring the soles of the feet together. It starts opening up here, which kind of releases the hip flexors. Soles of the feet together, knees open. And then start to open up those underarms. And just take a few deep breaths into the abdominals. Remember last week we started yoga core with abdominal breathing? Same, right? All right, yogis, now take your time. We'll meet back in center. You can do your knees in the chest and all your little things anytime you want. I'm just going to start with pelvic tilt. So this is cat-cow on our back. This is called neutral position. There's an arch in my back. My hips are on the floor. Press your lower back down. Hover the hips with your core. It is not bridge. I have a hovering hips. My lower back is down. Hips down, lower back arch, lower back down, hips hover. Lower back hover, hip down, hip hover, lower back more down. Got it? Not easy to see. It's not bridge. It's cat-cow, isolated core work on our back. It's pelvic tilt. Last few. I'm not gonna, instruct the basics. You do that if you want. The knees and the chest, the circling of the hips. Some days you need more of that, some days you don't really need to go there. If you're just joining, we're doing pelvic tilting on our back. It's cat-cow. There's my cat, here's my cat. Next thing is the bridges. Dynamic, please. Think moving. Inhale, arms reach back, hips lift. Exhale, hips down. So I'm going a little bit faster today. I tend to have you articulate, but you just were doing the articulation in the cat-cow. So if you're just joining, we're already in the second exercise. We did pelvic tilt or cat-cowing. Now I'm just going up and down and bridge. I'm still articulating to some degree. I'm not flopping the back. But how about maybe some days you do bridge with a little more pump, passion, and fire. So as you can see, I'm going a little bit faster. Okay, kind of pumping it out. An exercise you've done 1,000 times, just done in a way you're not used to maybe. Last few, please. And since it's minimal weight, right? You can do a lot of reps. So you're pumping out your bridges. Let's keep it going. Next exercise, something we do all the time. We actually do it this way, but this might seem a little different, is a hollow body hold. I'm just going to hold the crunch. If you feel good, ball the feet, touch feet, hover. Couple more breaths. Now, again, my lower back's down, shoulders hover, hips are down. Just holding that hollow body, holding and breathing. Now, depending on how you're feeling this morning, you might have to make this easier, right? If you're feeling good, that's when we push it and you skip a lot of the little easy stuff. Okay? Next round for the back body. Left knee lifts. Right foot down. Bridge pumping. Second round. One leg. I'm having my belt belly pull in. So we're moving a little bit faster to create heat. Getting that back right hip. Now, you're probably not going to be able to do as many reps because you're on one leg. You don't need to go as high because you're on one leg. You have to be more resilient with things like where the knee is in relation to your heel. What's the feet doing? Probably a good idea to press the big toe down. Probably a good idea to pull the belly in and not arch your back. Second round, second side, guys, get going. It's all core work. You should feel, remember, hamstrings are core. They control pelvic tilt. Hamstrings aren't usually considered a pelvic tilt muscle or a core muscle. Get those pumps on now. And if one-legged bridge moving doesn't feel right today, you go up a little and you hold, you lift a few inches. It's used in therapy. It's safe for people injured. You got to do it in a safer, slower, maybe more therapeutic way. When you're ready, please go slow. Meet back down on the ground. Might be a moment. Remember, rotational pattern. It's good to mix in. So doing this windshield wiping, it's a really good release. Okay. All right. Second round of front abdominals. We go first asymmetrical. It's not in the spine. It's in the legs, right? So I do the same thing. Hollow hold. Now, beginner is just a little bit more like this, right? I start to kind of reach a little forward and down. You could do something like this. You could do head and lower back, arms on the floor. If you're feeling a little bit better, right? Legs could be more straight. Basically, it's more weight. So you're starting to move the legs first time now a lot more. Come on, slow down, guys. Feel the abdominals. Feel the muscles we're targeting. Just getting the exercise done is not the practice. More aware. Yeah, and if you like reach your arms back, that's more lever weight too. Some days, just because I can do the arms back, I don't, because I'll get like a different layer or quality of muscular contraction. Some days I'll reach the arms back. Some days I'll mix it in, like I'll do a few with the arms back and then arms go forward and the last few strong ones. So just some food for thought, how you're doing it, why you're doing it, when you're doing it. Okay, so now we go into hamstring floss. Okay, so we'll meet here. Now, this is a classic exercise we haven't done in a while. It's a stretch. Hands intertwined behind hamstring. Inhale, bend knee toward chest, maybe point toe. Exhale, flex foot, straighten knee, pull on leg. Hamstring. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. That's like a yoga squat or a child pose, right? This is like a down dog. Okay, last few. Right into our first opening twist. I am going to go a little bit bigger today. Listen to your body if it's too much. Do double knee. Arms wide, knee across to the left. I am not as deep as possible in this, guys. It's first rotation. It's not better to stretch deeper. You feel good, straighten the leg a little bit more. Just a few breaths back into the abdominals, the back. If you feel like you want to move, you could kind of roll to the side, open. We're going to do another 10 minutes on the back, okay? And then we're gonna be upright soon. Okay, back to center. These two together, please. Hamstring stretch, hip stretch, core stretch. Left knee in when you're ready. I'm a little ahead on purpose. Hands intertwine, opposite pinky on the back bottom there, so I don't grip the same way, okay? Inhale, bend and point toe. The exhale, knees straightens, foot flexes and pull. Inhale, exhale. I'm doing this with you guys. My hamstrings are so tight because I did on Saturday. Yes, that's 3 days ago. I'm still so sore because we did hip thrust with a lot of weight, pretty much the most weight I've ever done, 6 rounds. We did jumping lunges, jumping squats with weight. This is our leg exercise day. It was started with a little cardio to warm up, some stretching, dynamics, movements. Jumping lunges with the holding dumbbells, I held 50. Jumping squats, that's our fast twitch, right? And then weight-bearing hip thrust, 6 rounds, heavy weight, 200-300 pounds. Then we did hamstring curls, Nordics. Then we did closed chain back extensions. Then we did calf raises. It's all back line. You see it? Up through our middle back, up to here, running down to the backs of our feet, okay? So that's how you plan specialty days. All right, when you're done there, you did your twist. It looks like some of you are not there yet, so I'll give you another few moments for your twist. I tend to do well-rounded exercise routines. I've been mixing in some specialty days. Thought it might be good to do it in class once in a while too. So say we did like Thursday could be like front body and Saturday could be back body type thing or something like that. We get similar crowds in those 2 classes, so that's why it'll work. All right, now listen, you're gonna come back to center when you're done with your nice twisted first opener there, all right? I want one strong back body now. This is the walk. We've done this before, it's been a while. It's walking bridge. I want you to go really slow though. We're gonna get up into the bridge, feet about hips width distance. I keep my hips lifted. Right heel goes, halfway forward, pause there. Okay, then the left heel goes forward. You see now I'm telling you to bring your heels in front of your knees. Then I step the other foot more forward. It's like my leg isn't straight yet, it's almost straight. And then I go more forward. You just dynamically stretch the hamstrings and thrust them, okay? Then boom, you're all the way straight. If this is too much, stay in a shorter position. Work some posterior tilt, pull the belly in, butt, lower back, hamstrings connected. Right heel comes back in, or opposite, right? Back in. Back in. Back in. One more time, forward. 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 Pausing in the struggle. This, if you're new to it, guys, do less. It's okay. You're walking the bridge out to this. I've had you do the straight leg bridge. I've had you do hamstring slides. We've done a lot of like locust, and we've done a lot of reverse plank. Those are all basically the same. We've done a lot of hip thrusts. So you've been preparing for this longer tension line. Locust is pretty much the same, just non-weight bearing, really, right? So yeah, I'd say 2 to 3 rounds there, depending on how you're feeling. When you get good at that, you do like 10. You keep your hips lifted the whole time, and you're kind of like slowly in increments walking back and forth. You know what people do eventually? They put a band around their thighs, or they put a kettlebell on their hips. So you do it resisted, more weight, all right? So just for food for thought, you can add stuff like that in your own practice. I won't cue it because not everyone has it. I don't want to make you feel left out. So we'll come back when you're done. And now back body to side body. That's what we're trying to connect, yogis. Everyone is tight on the inner groin and the hip flexors. So what are we training on together? It's back through side, right? So this is literally called the hip stabilizer. I love this one. I usually do this in like a warm-up. I use side planks usually in warm-up, dynamic warm-ups. So I'll do like a moving core leg activator, a lot of different side planks. I'm gonna do a sturdy one now. Forearm down, knee down. You know, look at my knees are not under my hips, guys. And then if I'm feeling good, I'm here. And then I hold. If I'm gonna do a little up down, it should be very outer hip and very outer waist now. What I'm looking out for, my regulars, you know it, is I don't want to see this, guys. That's front body. You're trying to bring a back side into the front. It's here, guys. Go. Remember that moving the whole hip girdle up and down is more difficult than just moving, you know, just the knee up. You can just move the knee up, it's a good start, but sturdiness through abdominal core and hip core. I'm working out today at 12:30, so I'm going to save my energy. Okay, so I don't want you to do too many now. You work towards your edge, a few in the burn. You think of the first few like getting into it, feeling the form. You're always correcting your form though. And then the middle few are, you know, starting to push it. And those last few, the key is to learn this, yogis. The last few breaths in a hold, the last few reps in a set is when you're getting max benefit. You have to remember that every set, you have to remind yourself, it's the last few reps is where I'm getting the benefit. And you must train your mind to be strong then. Okay, so you can have the best exercise in the world, but if you quit, every time it gets a little tough, your results will be slow, okay? And that's different day to day. You know, some days you just be kind to yourself. Come on, work, guys. Don't let that butt stick out behind you now. That's really good form, Brian. I can see your form. Donna, you look good too there. It's hard to see you, Dustin. It looks like your butt, you might be anterior tilting a little bit there. So you're you might be a little bit like this. It's so subtle, it's this. You notice this is like the same thing as bridge almost, look. People go like this, like ever so subtle. It's hard to see, right? And those are most likely the people that need to work this the most, right? I can do, people see me anterior tilting all the time. Some of my yoga teacher friends I work out with, and they'll say, your back's arching. And I know this stuff so well. I know my body, I know anterior tilt, posterior tilt, like as an expert. So I can do some things that some of the people that are learning can't do, shouldn't do. All right, so that's that first big side body hit, okay? Now, we're getting into complex ranges, one-leggeds, asymmetries, bigger ranges, tighter one-sided one-arm postures, all right? So go slow. I wanna do the big one. We haven't done it in a few weeks. Now, it is the twist. Now, this isn't that difficult for some of us. Like athletes, you have them hold a weight ball, like 8 pounds here, and then you like pin down their shoulders also, or have them like hold like weights here. You also push their leg, but the goal is to go to the side now. Now, I have you go very linear here, okay? You can go a little forward if it's intentional. But yogis, we do this all the time. Forward, linear. You go to the side, linear, a very direct angle. Now, as you get better at it, you kind of go in the middle. And then you kind of hold in here, and you're doing stuff like this. Neutral forward, let's call it neutral rotation. Warning, this stuff is complex on the core, likely to injure and irritate. You know what's not likely to irritate as much? This. Side to side. Got it? And look at this. You want to start the complexities? It looks like this. Side, forward, side, chest. I want you to really think twist as the primary movement. Rotation at the core. Everything else is added on from that. You have to have integrity in your body here, guys. Remember, if I'm not going to have you do transverse abdominal training when we stand up and pull the belly in, when we do the Nauli, the hollowing vacuuming, this is how I train the transverse. Side plank ain't going to do it. That's really good obliques though. Plank is obliques too. It's not really abs. It's not great for side. I walk around yoga rooms, people have their belly hanging out. That's how you know the transverse abdomen is not really activating. A lot of teachers say relax your abdomen. I don't. People who have like really relaxed abdomens, you can't tell them to relax their abdomen. If I walk around, we're back in a room, people with six packs, maybe that's a different story, right? Because their abdomen's too tense. But yogis in general don't have that strong cores. You have to recognize my teaching, where it's at for whom it's teaching to, and then recognize your condition and change it. Group fitness is weird because you have one person in class, literally the cue is the opposite of the other person in class. I teach to the average, to the beginner. So we're doing that core, guys. You're really working here because you got a subtle exercise next. Doesn't mean it's easy. It's just subtle. All right. Now it's hip rotation. This is the dynamics. Look, I have you do this. Hip rotation, core rotation, right? We're doing it in a different way. In yoga, a lot of times we do it in other ways too, but that's the common way I've been teaching lately. It's rotation. Roll onto your side. Bottom knee in front of you. I don't want to take too much time here, guys. Right knee in front of me. I'm on my right side. Inner edge of right foot lifts. We need to train rotators. That is core. It's stabilizing the pelvis. Right foot down, right foot lift. Is my right knee lifting actively? No. It might be hovering a quarter inch, but this is the exercise. What's nice is you're getting a nice stretch here because the left leg is down and on the floor, the foot. See that? This is the action. Now, if you wanted a lot more, you could try it like this. It's almost like impossible, right? But really fit athletic people, they try to do it here. They lean to the outer right hip and they try to lift this a quarter inch, but they're upright. Way more restricted and difficult. I'd probably say here. Now, let me just see if I can show you something. Really, when I have people do this, like say I was at the gym, you know, you do it like this. Look at this. This isn't the best view, but I'm on a table, right? Look at my foot will hang lower, and then I get way more range. See how the foot hanging off the edge can get in the hyper range? So if you have a couch next to you or a bed, you hang that foot off, and you're going to get way more muscle activation, actually. My whole body's on the table. You see that? Another way I have you train this action is active pigeon, piriformis tension. Another way we can kind of train this is a figure four table, chair, as long as you're pushing in down, okay? Another way we can kind of train it is this table, as long as you're pushing down. Another way we can kind of train the lateral rotation is this, pushing down, okay? But this is the dynamic, moving. Second side, if you have it, guys, get it going. It's subtle. I didn't check your form. We've done it before a few times, but I got to remind you, because you got to do this one. Nice, Brian. You can let that foot go lower. Do you feel that? Don't let the knee drop, though. Okay, so it's just rotation. So instead of your foot going neutral to the floor, and you're going like this, right? Your foot now can go like here. The knee stays where it's at, and now you get this fuller range. Knee in front of you more, Dessa. Knee in front of you more. That's better. I can't see anyone else's form. That looks pretty good from what I can see, Steven.
You're not going to get much motion, especially if you're new, guys, because you know why? Your hip rotators are all tight, the piriformis. That's the famous one. You have 6 deep lateral rotators under the glutes. And the piriformis, let's say infamous one, because it's always usually talked about in a bad way, sciatica. Right here, 6 of them. They run here, all down here, little muscles. And you can do it fast, by the way. There's no weight. You can hold, you can pulse, you can go full range, you can do middle range pump. Every exercise, squatting is one of my favorites to show. You can do hold, we call it chair. You can do full range working, right? You can do middle range pump. You can do pulse. Every exercise known to man, you can apply all those different principles. Push-ups, hold, full range, mid-range pump, pulsing, pull-ups, hold, pulse, full range, mid-range pump. Don't be so linear in just how you approach the action either, okay? Let's get it going. Back to your back here, guys. Shake it out a little bit. I got one more core exercise for you. We put it together. We haven't done this one in weeks. It's one of my favorites. I tend to do this one very regularly. Usually, it's not like peak core. I am kind of using it for that, but for me, it's not really. The right hand reaches to the left foot. So now, micro twist, leg swing, and crunch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last few. Same thing. I can do full range. I can do mid-range pump. I can do pulse. I can hold. What do you do less of? A lot of yoga does full range and holds. Other exercise styles do pulses. So I'm just getting you one more ab thing in here, guys, and then I gotta get you to the next tier here, because we're about halfway done. Okay, so get those abs going. Come on now. Remember, this is the day of the week where I want like your peak glutes, your peak. I'm not really thinking as much feet. I'm not thinking as much arms. It's lower back. It's arms. Excuse me, it's lower back. It's glutes. It's abs, hamstrings. Okay, thighs. So you're going to do your second side. Remember, a beginner is 3 to 6, intermediate's 9 to 12, advanced is, 15 and infinity. When you work towards 20 or 30, 50, depending on how good you're getting at it. And then you switch up the dynamics, which means a pulse. Sometimes I'll do like a full range, 2 in like mid-range pulse, hold, full range, a couple in mid-range pump, I call it, because you get really good firing, hold, pulse. So I'm kind of mixing in all those 3 in every rep. So that's the last burnout. And I want you to give yourself a moment after that, knees into chest. I'm not going to do medial rotations right now, yogis. We did glute medius on side plank work. So that's why we're not doing that. We can't do everything. We did lateral rotation and glute medius as it's abducting, right? So we'll meet on the back. It looks like a lot of these have been done. Just take a moment to soothe. We're just going to kind of rock forward and back and make our way up to a tabletop. It might be good to do cat-cow. We're basically going to find ourselves in down dog. So you get into familiar territory.
And you make it feel good for a few moments, because we did side plank, lateral rotations, and then the big leg swing and the big, they call it a micro twist. Like, it's not the big twist, but it's that second like ab stimulation of twist. Okay. So take your time, take a few deep breaths, slow down, connect to your breathing. And we just came from like twist, so we don't need to do twisting plank. We already did side plank. We don't need to go there. We already did reverse plank, so we don't really need to go there. I would think maybe something unstable. We didn't do anything really balancy. Closest was probably walking bridge or one-legged bridge. So you take a few more breaths in dog, and I want you to get a nice solid plank hold in. Think about just kind of like symmetrical, stable for a beginner, unstable for a more feeling good. So plank would be next position. You could take as long, I'm going to give you a minute or two to hold plank, because we're not doing too many of them, guys. You hold a plank, you feel good. If you hover a right foot, it's way more core. If you reach your left arm forward, it's way more core. Unstable practice. If it's tough, do it on the knee. We did last week, our yoga core was all tons of exercises on our knees. So I'm skipping that today. Get in a plank and do some work. Breathe, feel your body.
If you're doing something one side, please switch it up. We got another 30, 45 seconds. Now listen, planks are usually for front body. If you're doing a rotational plank, it's a little bit more for front and twisting body. So we go right into the back body. Think of it like circuit training, right? You're popping through some of these exercises. Now, we're gonna lay on the chest. Now say you need a little bit easier. It's just this, right? Cobra. We kind of already did this, which is like bridge and straight-legged bridge, but you could go there. I want back body. I don't care what you're doing, but I prefer lower back first, okay? Because we already did glutes. If you're feeling really good, it's this, right? So it's legs and arms learning together with core. And I want you to have like 2 rounds here, because we're after this, it's a lot of front body, guys. Standing is usually front body for the average person. And let me just show you something. I talked about Saturday, my back extension practice. I was working out with a friend, and I had her hold my heels down, and we were lifting up. So say you have a couch. You could slide your heels. It's got to be enough to pin you down, and then your upper back lifts up really high. Well, higher, let's say. So you're using your legs are straight, legs are active, pubic bone pressed down. And now it's called a reverse sit-up. So
When we're on our back, we do crunches and we do sit-ups. You know how you have a friend pin down your feet and you can sit up, but if they don't hold down the feet, you can't? It's the same with your back. This is something we never get to do in this class, but it's something that's different and amazing. It's called a reverse sit-up or back sit-up. They do back crunches, these little chest lifts. I've called Cobras back crunch. There's also a back sit-up. Now, I don't think anyone will be able to do it, but just so we're clear, it's like someone holds down your feet laying on your chest. your knees stay straight like Cobra, and your back lifts up, eventually parallel to the floor. Okay. Parallel to the wall. It's super back trainer. It's something to work towards. So there you go. Yeah, nice, Brian. You see, you feel that a little different, right? You feel your hamstrings more. Nice. Yeah, you can do bows too. That's a nice option right now. We did bow on, I think it was Saturday or last Thursday.
I'm gonna give you another minute, guys, because I want 2 rounds here. I need you to really get into your back. Trying to see if there's any way I can demonstrate this for you guys. See if this is adequate, right? So if I'm here, I have my feet locked, but it starts to go up a lot. Ooh, see, I'm sliding this thing here, but you can see I can go up way higher. It's called a back sit-up in fitness. It's usually athletic training. And you get really good at it. You can go like up fast and slow on the way down. Just like you're training anyone in a sit-up. What is it always first? It's eccentric. So you get in the sit-up, and then you go as slow as you can on the way down. And then you say, okay, rock up as slow as you can on the way down. You can use momentum if it's for eccentric purpose. Bench press, you're here as slow as you can on the way down. Elbow back up as slow as you can on the way down. That's how you do anything. Eccentric builds concentric. Concentric is the push or the force of action. Eccentric is the negative, guys. All right. Child pose is next, please, or down dog or inversion if you have a headstand. Or handstand. Because we're not doing much in arms in this class. Give you another 30 seconds. We're going to finish up class with a few things upright, and then it's a stretch or two, okay? Take a moment for yourself now. I was doing this exercise Saturday at the gym, and a gentleman, pretty fit, you know, I see him, he's right next to us doing planks and doing like crunches. And he's like, whoa, it was the one with pinning down the feet. And I was like in it, and I was going like up almost vertical. And he was like, wow, that's incredible. He was like, how do you do that? He was like, you probably don't have back issues, right? And I was like, no. And he does. And what do you think? Why? Because all he does is planks. He doesn't train the back body. He does planks and crunches. You know, sitting at a desk is like a crunch, right? So you're just reinforcing a bad pattern of tightness. And I said, you want to give it a try? And he's like, oh no, you know, and that's the whole issue is people don't want, you know, they have these like things in their head that's dangerous or bad because they never do it. It's outside their comfort zone. And you got to approach those things, yogis, that you're uncomfortable with. It might be achy at first. You know, it's gonna make you pay the toll. It's not a free ride, but in the long run, it's gonna be good because it's gonna help you stand up taller. Okay. All right, guys, I want to bring you up to standing. If you want to do push-ups or something or handstand more, you just meet me standing when you're ready. Stand up here. We did the plank, sticky. We did the back, sticky. So look at this. Loosen up. And you know, maybe just a quick round of squats. I wasn't going to do it because we did bridges, but if you want to just get a few of these in, just to kind of bend the knees after locust and plank. I told you I pretty much squat every day. So if I don't do it in class, it's kind of weird. You just get a nice little round of squatting in. And if you want really challenging, what did I do on Saturday? I told you. I held 2 25-pound dumbbells and I was going like this. Deep, jump, deep. And I was trying to get to 20. Most sets I only made it to like 15 or so, but I was jump squatting with weight. Okay. That was a pretty good day though. That ain't happening every day. So Yogi, our lateral has been very stiff. I want to bring back the moving triangle, okay? We're gonna go linear in a moment. It's back to alinear because plank and back was forward and back. Triangle work. I keep moving forward. You can keep going with your squats, okay? This is our biggest lateral. Look, rotation, internal, external. Lateral movement. It's the biggest lateral tilt in class. If you're thinking core, we got to get the tilts in. All right? Don't go deep. This is one of the most likely exercises to irritate the lower back. Okay? It's lateral tilt, right hip down. You guys know it. Right toes turned out. Left toes turn right. Right hip down. Lengthen, lengthen. Hinge. Back up together. 3 parts. Lateral tilt. Lateral lengthen. Lateral hinge. Back up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I like to keep my hands in here. It just kind of reminds me to be strong. This is more. This is like the most without weight, probably. You could do a little bent knee. The problem is with bent knee, guys, it'll be way more leg. You won't get lateral tilt. Last couple. This is one I really don't ever have you do multiple rounds. You did side plank. That was your sticky one.
Right? Strength tightens. It makes stuff restricted and sticky. Mobilizing stuff like this makes it free it up. Challenges the movement aspect of your muscles. So you do, what's the beginner? 3 to 6? You see how you feel tomorrow? The person that's coming off an injury, a couple of them, 3. See how it feels. You can always do it tomorrow or next day. Beginner, 9, 12, intermediate, 9 to 12, advanced, because there's no weight, is 15 to 50. Pulsing, middle pulse, right?
Look, Yogi's get obsessed with full range. Full range, watch, middle pulse, middle pump, I call it. Pulsing, holding. Okay, same thing. Second side when you're ready. Some of you are already there. Get to it. We don't have much time left. We got to finish up here. And I have to get you to your balance work. This is biggest lateral movement, guys. We're not doing like half moons and warrior 2s with reverses is a big way they do it. We're not doing this one, which is one of my favorites in general. Been taking some weeks off that because I tend to teach it so much. I like laying on our side and doing lateral hip lifts just to see how I feel our need of lateral movements in, okay? Remember I had you do this week? That's a good one. Jumping jacks could be here. Skandasana is a big one. All right, so we're done there. I want to do a balanced movement. We were kind of sticky. Even all the stuff on the back it's movement, but it's not like really free and big. It's smaller in general. If you want to hold warrior 3, go ahead. If you want to add more, awesome. Now it's front and back. That was laterals. Sturdy here now. You just went like this on purpose. Now you're not. Anti-lateral, right? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, glute, knee, opposite, hip flexor, glute extensor, hinge. You got to get your hinges in, yogis. We didn't do front hinge. The closest thing to hinges was this, on our back twice, and then flossing. Little down to up, but this is the dynamic, guys. Slow down. If you're good at it, it's like you can stop at every inch. Then you close your eyes or you lift your heel. I got to give you a minute or two at least for this. Some days you go fast, guys. Look. If you're getting good at it really slow, like I practice yoga really slow. I'm always the slowest in yoga class. I go into these big classes. I always go and hide in the back, and everyone's kind of going through it, and I'm like, boom. Okay, they say get in Warrior 3. And I'm like really taking my time getting in there. And then I'm holding, and then they say come out. I try to always exit as slow as possible. All right, every inch, every detail. Once you get good at going really slow, then you go outside the zone to speed it up. Easier is just kind of holding here, little high knee, look. That's like the first part, and then going here, look, second part. That's how you break it down into 2 parts. So it's high knee, glute thrust here, hip flexor here, and then it's this. Get going. I'll be right back. Use the restroom quick. Get your second side in. So listen, guys, I want to do hamstrings again. Latias are still going. I start demoing. Now, if you want to go stronger, weight bearing, lay on your back. I want you to use your towel. Do the sliding bridges. What we're about to do is really the beginner approach, okay? In a calisthenic form. So you just did this, glute, hip flexor resistance, right? So shin. So now it's the hamstring post. You can't really do full range. You got to be particular with this one, guys. First foot hovers. Do not let knee go forward. It is not this. This is actually like true beginner, but I know everyone in here is capable. Knee back, belly in, knee back, pulse. It's simple. Pulse your heel to your butt. Light up right there, back of the leg. Back of the leg. Do not let knee go forward. Pull it back, pull the belly in. Pulse the back of the leg.
Yogis, we did so much to prepare for this. This is the peak hamstring, all right? Knee back, abdomen in, knee back, abdomen in, pulse, and then revisit, knee back, abdomen in, pulse. The back of your leg should be very uncomfortable. I like to have you lay on your back, put your feet on the blanket, bridge, lift, slide forward and back. I like that exercise way better than this. All right, but this is a good one too. My favorite hamstring, it's one of my favorite leg exercises of all time, is the Nordic hamstring curl. So
just so we're clear, I can't show you right now completely because this is not adequate for support or to hold my weight, but it's this. My feet are under here and I lean forward, hold, hamstring, back up. Now, on Saturday, we did like 5-6 sets. Ankles pinned down, lean all the way forward, tap your chest, back up. You can also do it like this, right? I don't want this to fall, but right there, hamstrings. Wow. One of my favorite leg exercises we never get to do in here. Make sure you're on your second side, yogis. So this is part of our balance as well.
I want you to almost feel like your hamstrings are going to cramp, okay? Knee back, abdomen in, please. Do not arch your back. Do not bring the knee forward. You can do full range. That's not going to hit the hamstring as well because there's no weight. You know, it's like
doing this. Is this going to hit your bicep well? Movement practice is very good. It's like energy work, let's say. But how would I really, with no weight, hit a muscle? I would do like mid-range pump, and I just go on the end and like hold right there and pulse, right? If I had no weight, it'd be shorter range and pulse, right? Same with this. If I had no weight for the shoulder, it wouldn't do this. I would do this. Pulse, end range, right? So it's hold, active end range, pulse. That's the reason we do it like that. Make sure you're on your second side, yogis. I got 9:52, okay? We're at the end. I wish we had 15 more minutes. I would do like maybe just 2 or 3 more active exercises, but I think I should get you to stretching. If you want to do any more balance, just holding a tree, holding a balance here. Remember, guys, you don't need to stretch every day.
a lot of the modern exercise physiologists are saying 2 days a week with kind of stretching as a somewhat focus. 1 day a week as a heavy focus, 1 day a week. You know, they're saying like a few days a week, there's like no stretching. You know, people will go years without cardio and then they'll get nervous if they don't stretch a lot. It's kind of the opposite. Weightlifters will go years without stretching and they get nervous if they don't lift weights a couple days a week. What is our imbalance? Yogis stretch too much. We need more strengthening, okay? We need more cardio. Please trust me. Yoga is not adequate for cardio. It's not, unless you're in a hot room in the most strong practice possible, maybe. We need our heart working a couple times a week. You got to get on the treadmill, please. You got to get on, you got to go for a walk uphill. Regular walking is not adequate, okay? We need a cardio practice minimum twice a week. Most exercise physiologists say about 3, depending on the person. You do more cardio when you're feeling good. So last part of exercise physiology teaching, let's say you have a stressful weekend. On Monday, you do not do adrenaline exercise. That's how you figure it out, yogis. You had a stressful weekend, underrested, dehydrated, overate. Do not do adrenaline exercise on Monday because you had stress all weekend. If you had a stressful week, you do restorative yoga, you do therapeutics, you do stretching, you do slow stuff. Yoga is better. On a good day, after you're doing feeling good, you use yoga to calm your nerves after something stressful happening. You do adrenaline exercise, cardio, intense weight work, push the body. I've said this before, do not do adrenaline exercise after stress. All right? Do adrenaline exercise after you do your yoga and calm the body. All right, let's stretch.
Seated position, maybe a quick yogi squat. You know, if you didn't do your squats, this is the squat then, right? Boom. I'm gonna do a few stretches, we'll run through quick. Add anytime, anywhere you need. Straddle, legs wide. Now we did triangle, you could say we don't really need this, right? But I want a nice static stretch for inner and posterior chain, and this gets the job done. I'm just gonna bring the hands forward. Maybe you wanna go here, I don't know. Maybe you feel like you need a side stretch. Just a few breaths today. So this is inner back body stretch. So what should we do? Outer, front body, right? That's how we pick the stretches. Not just like, you know, they only have a certain amount of time to stretch. How can we, you know, make it more intelligent with our time? So what's a good idea? Pigeon, upright. No rush getting here, guys. Right shin forward. But to make it front body, I gotta stay upright. There's our closing stretchy back bend. Yeah, you guys know it. We've been working this power pigeon. We've been working the hinge. We've been working the lift. Remember, what are we working towards? Walking pigeon, watch. Pigeon, back. That's what you're working towards. Walking pigeon, warning.
Be careful trying that at home. So we're doing a little pigeon stretch, yogis. After this, I will give you seated spinal twist meditation. All right. Second side of pigeon when you're ready, please. See, that's why it's all context. Running can be one of the best exercises known to man for lymph, for blood flow, for interval training, for chemical reset, endorphin, dynorphin, but it can also be one of the worst things for you. You had a stressful week, running is probably not your best bet at all. Right? You're coming off of back surgery, running is horrible probably, right? So you walk uphill instead. There's so much context of what is good and not, when. And like I said, if you never stretch, stretching is good. If you overstretch, stretching is not. But that what we're looking at right now is that main quality of the state of your chemical body. If you've been stressed, no more adrenaline exercise. You do too much adrenaline. Adrenaline is cortisol. It is inflammatory in the body. You do your meditations after a stressful week. You do your stretching. You look up my YouTube and you find your restorative, your flexibility class, your yin, your gentle. You take a few days to calm all that, and then you get back to adrenaline. Cycling, body pump, weightlifting, running. All right, so maybe a seated spinal twist. If you need a twist, maybe seated. We did multiple styles on the back. We did the dynamic double knee. We did the stretch early. If you need one more twist, do it now, please. Final stretch option if you want to lay on your back and do a brick pose. I just want to let you know I have about 9:59. I will give you a good 3-minute meditation opportunity. We'll end about 10:05, okay? Sorry I canceled Sunday, guys. I woke up and my head wasn't feeling great. I was kind of just feeling exhausted. So I teach every morning. I got to give myself permission once in a while to take a break. So I slept in. I woke up and I was just kind of too groggy. When you're ready, please, closing meditation. Go back to your breathing, being still, relaxing the body, center and grounding the leave practice, okay? I'm gonna give you, I got 10 o'clock exactly. Give you a good 3 to 4 minutes. Be still, be quiet. Let your body, mind, breath all rest.